Well, good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Happy Eclipse. Happy April 8th. If you're coming to us live, it's 8 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. It's 11 a.m. on the East Coast. How the heck are you? Good to be with you. All this excitement. I can't believe we actually get to talk on an eclipse day. Is that too cool? Are you feeling it? It's been crazy. I ordered a 10-pack of eclipse glasses, and only 2 are used. I don't know what I was thinking, but they were like $9. And I thought, nobody ever has eclipses, and people, nobody ever has the glasses. But then again, I'm like, where am I talking about? And what crowd am I going to be in? So I have the glasses. I tried to look at the sun yesterday. It's amazing. They just black everything out, but it does make it possible to look up and see the little orb. So it's kind of fun. I'm excited. I hope you guys are. I'm so glad you were able to join me today. Come on in. If you haven't been to the show before, if you forgot how to get into the chat room, which a lot of activity takes place at, go on over to 12radio.com, 12radio.com. Click the chat link on the left-hand side, and you'll be brought over to the room. You might even have to ask for a membership. It's free. It just sort of allows you in the room. You'll see that my producer, Jay Varvel, put up my banner, and he just had a great show with Carolyn. Him and Carolyn do such a good job together. It's fun to have to listen before my show when I can tune in. And today was Carolyn was really kind enough to sort of explore Jay's life, and it's fascinating. Gosh, people, we carry so much that I'm sure we don't even know, right? So come on in the room. If you come to the room and you leave a note, I'm going to read it. And so when I get in there, I see, I'm just popping in. Let me see how these are ordered. So let's see. I see Nadine. Thank you for being here, Nadine. Geez, pretty intense energy today. My friend took this picture during the eclipse of 2012. Wow. That is so cool. Yeah, I can never get the eclipse pictures to work. Of course, I'd have to probably buy better equipment. Truly, good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome. Thank you. Lynn Goldberg's in the house. Hi, Lynn. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Miriam, welcome. Good to see you. Erica Longden from London. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy eclipse. Feeling the power. Yes, feeling the eclipse. Thanks, Erica. It's good to have you here. It's so fun because, I always think of somewhere out there, the song Beneath a Pale Moonlight, that we're both, like that song where we're both looking at the same moon. Like when Erica looks up in England, and I look up from Colorado, we're looking at the same moon. It's crazy cool. So it's a way to stay connected. Thank you, Erica. Maureen, thank you for being here. Hi, Tara. Welcome. Hey, Tiffany. Happy eclipse. She has her glasses. She said, what do you think of me registering my business today? Prior businesses from California, just getting them up and running in Oregon. Oh, I love that idea. Let's see. It's if you've seen that chart today, it's a massive new beginning chart. Now, Mercury is retrograde, which I love because anytime you make changes to that business, you'll know when to do them. And make sure you put this collection of planets in your chart. They are so tightly bound. I hope you all got my email to see the chart. So where Aries is in your chart, you want to make sure to note Mars and Saturn are really close together today. I don't know, Tiffany. I go back and forth. It's really the Mars-Saturn thing. Do I want a Mars-Saturn conjunction for my business? So let's think about it. You play with it in your head. All you have to do is, we can get it to the end of the week. It might shift a little bit. But I do love the energy of the moon. And if any of these planets are hitting something in your chart more specifically, more powerfully, consider that. Inga, good morning. How you doing? Welcome. All right, you guys. So today's April 8th. Woo, Lord. Now the chart is really truly fascinating, and I was actually going to see if I had made a JPEG of it to post for you guys because it was. And I'll do that while we're talking. But it is extraordinary to see. Not only are you feeling this energy, but the fact that when you see it visually, it's like, really, it looks like that? And it does. It's kind of like, okay, I'm putting it up now. And now I'm saving it as a JPEG so I can post it to you guys. I want you to just take a look at this if you get a chance. Now, I did send it. If you're not on my mailing list, would you please do that at just go to 12house.com and click join the mailing list. It's one list for everybody, and it's a chance for you to sort of play. Now, I'm going to post it right here. Let's see here. It says it's not a GIF. Let's see, insert. Okay. There we are. Video or photo. There it is. All right, I'm posting it now. So if you hit refresh, you have to hit refresh and take a look. You'll see the chart, and you'll see this collection of planets that is, okay, they're making me comment. The eclipse. You'll see a collection of planets together so close that they're like, what the hell? Imagine if you saw somebody with this birth chart. I mean, it's extraordinary to see. This is what the sky looks like right now. And I'll come back and get your comments periodically because I want to talk to you about it. But we need to talk a little bit about this new moon today, happening today, because it's more than an eclipse. It's more than just a new moon. It is also an eclipse. And an eclipse means that basically it's a perfect coverage. Like the moon eclipses the sun. So that's why it's called a solar eclipse, because the sun is what's getting blacked out. When it's a lunar eclipse or a full moon, the earth, the shadow of the earth is blocking out the moon. So it's called, what's being blocked out is what you have to ask. What's being blocked out? If it's the moon, it's a lunar eclipse. If it's the sun, it's a solar eclipse. So this is a solar eclipse. I know you might say the moon looks black, but it's not. It's covering up the sun. That's why that's what's being eclipsed. Now, Aries. If you think about Aries, a lot of people know we know it's the fiery energy. We know it's the quick start energy. We know it's the get up and go energy. We know it's the head down, horns out, do what the hell I want energy, right? For all my Aries friends, you know I know that about you. And it's hard to contain because it doesn't want to be contained. It wants to push through. It wants to initiate. Think about the power that it's giving plants in the ground. The little tiny seeds suddenly get to push through 2,000 pounds of pressure on them, and they sort of are forcing toward the sun, right? They're trying to get the sun. Well, today, that spark of light, that spark of energy, this is the only new moon in Aries that we get, which means it's the sun and the moon, both in Aries. But they brought some friends. They brought Mercury. They brought Chiron. They brought Venus. What? Yeah. And the North Node is there too. So they brought all of this energy in Aries to plant a seed for us that's going to last a little bit. Now, you need to know where Aries is in your chart. Is it in your first house, second house, third house? That's what you have to do. You have to go find your chart and know where Aries is in your chart. Just look for the look for the little thing that looks like a sprout. Looks like like the thing you would put on top of a little emoji of a whale. That would be the water coming out of its nose. Of course, it's not water. That's an inspirational energy. Those are the horns of the ram. So that's where you want to know. That's what's being imbued in that section of your chart. Now, some of you are like, I ain't feeling it. I'm feeling the opposite. I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling a little blue. I'm feeling a little frustrated. I'm feeling a little like I want to go beat somebody up. Yes, you are. Guess why? Now we take it a little bit. I have to douse our knowledge of astrology in. For those of you that don't know anything about astrology, you can use your eye-glassing moment to go have glassy eyes over this, what I'm about to say. The ruler of Aries is Mars. So if you, for example, have a lot of Mars in your chart, but not a drop of Aries, you'll be acting like an Aries. People be settle down, settle your butt down, sit down, especially Aries children. They're all over the place. They're like, they define terrible twos, Aries children. Get out of my way. Why you holding me back? Get that leash off me. Javi's an Aries. But what makes Javi lovable for me mostly is that his Aries sun is next to Venus, just like it is today in the sky. It's next to Venus. It sort of adds a little kindness. Okay. So we look to Mars, the ruler of Aries, to see where it is. What's going on with Mars today? Well, if you look in that chart, Mars looks like the symbol for male, the circle with the arrow coming out. It's at 13 Pisces. But guess what? It's right next to this thing that looks like an H. It's 14 Pisces. It's right next to Saturn. This energy is like having your foot on the gas and your foot on the brake at the same time. It's crazy. So now we have this new moon in Aries giving us all this life force. And I just want to dance naked in the street. And sort of that would sear everybody's eyes different than an eclipse. And then I got this, but what about energy going on? All right. So we have this major boundary built in. We have this sort of but built in. I'm kind of glad. We need a sort of pause here. Let's take a pause for a minute, see what's happening. But what you might be feeling in your life because of that, you might be feeling tired under an Aries moon. Can you believe that? You might be feeling tired. You might be feeling that there's a brick wall. Every time you want to do something, there's some other thing that says, damn it. And that is what you're fighting today. Now, you're not really fighting it. What we have to assume, and I said this last week, I'll say it again, the planets are basically reflecting what we already are doing. So you go to this chart and see what is it that sort of, because I'm in the stream of consciousness with the planets, they're one and the same. They're just showing me what's up. They're just putting words to what I'm already doing. Now, there is this little secret weapon in this amazing chart that I gave you. There's at the very top, at the noon position, you see two planets just sitting there hovering. That's coming up. That's Jupiter and Uranus about to hit each other. We are in such an amazing time of change that I don't even know what we would do if Mars and Saturn weren't sort of saying, dude, put the gate down and wait for your turn at the toll booth. Because it's too much off the handle energy. You got to chill a little bit. That's what it's saying. And every time you meet an obstacle, every time you come across something that's sort of putting the brakes on for you, you got to remember, thank you. Okay, that's the gate. Okay. Take a breath. I know I want to get through this, but I gotta wait my line. I gotta wait in line. I gotta pay the toll person. Gotta sort of wait for the woman in front of me to dig through her glove box, or wait for the man to turn down his radio so he can give the toll booth up, whatever. You got to deal with the details for a minute. Mars and Pisces, completely different energy than Aries, the moon in Aries or the sun in Aries, very different. And you're swimming in it. So wherever you have that Mars in Pisces next to Saturn in Pisces, you're being asked to take a breath here, take a minute, and let this birth happen on its own. Get your mind out of the way. I got to get to that thing. What you got to get to? It's so damn important. What do you got to get to? Stop a minute. All that OCD energy, all that crazy, all that, I gotta make the right decision. All that's got to be contained. Everybody on a new moon in Aries is like, I don't want to miss the opportunity. You know, millions of people are flooding that little strip that every single one of you saw the map that where the eclipse is going to go across. So Indianapolis and Vermont, y'all saw that. People are flocking to this. For what reason? I mean, it's sort of like, I think if you stop and ask them, and then half of them are going to get overcast skies. So for what's the reason they're doing that? Well, the reason may not be very apparent to them because we're in Aries time. You ask an Aries why they did something. I mean, pin an Aries down on why they do something. Please, it's fun. They might make it up, but I don't know. I know they don't know. Okay, I know they don't know. Or they have all these great reasons to justify it later, but pretty much none of us want to give the reason that we're leaping into something. I don't want to stop for a minute and tell you what this inspiration is about and where it came from and wow, what was my motivation? Who does? Not when it's an Aries motivation. It feels too exciting. But you are setting a point in your chart, 19 degrees. And I'm looking at this wheel going, did I miss? Like, I have it at 21. So don't worry about the moment in time. It was a little earlier than this chart is saying. I don't know what happened there. That's kind of ridiculously weird. The sun and the moon should be at the exact same number. So I had to do this manually at the last minute. So I think I just hit a couple clicks too much. But anyway, we're in the right zone. It's still, everything's the same, just a couple hours off maybe here. But the idea is that point, 19 degrees of Aries is in your chart, and that is going to sit there as a point for a little bit. Now, it doesn't necessarily have a life of its own, like when other planets hit it, but it does influence and light up that area of your chart. So let's take, for example, if it lands in your first house, if you're an Aries rising or a Pisces rising and 19 degrees of Aries is still in that first house, we're going to be dealing a lot with your presentation to the world. I know that sounds ridiculously nebulous, but think about it. Haircuts, starting to think about your image, starting to think about a little bit about what you want people to know about you. If it goes into the second house, you know you're going to be looking at finances or have a resentment or anger about having them be less than what you want or wanting no one's control over them. Okay. Second house, issues of self-esteem as well. Third house, your siblings. You have brothers and sisters you're fighting with, or that you're starting a new thing with, or a new move to another within the same neighborhood or within the same city. Books that you're reading, information that you're doing, a blog that you're starting, third house, third house, third house. Fourth house, are you rearranging, or what's happening in the home? Are you getting restless in the home? Are you starting a new garden? Just sort of pay attention. You're not going to know exactly how it's going to manifest, but you do the same thing. This is a new igniting of energy within the domain that Aries exists in your life. In the fifth house, are you in a new romance? Are children influencing you? Are you pregnant? Are you fertile? Are you trying to get pregnant? What is the battle you're fighting here? Romance. Who are you after? What kind of fun are you having? Are you feeling like you're having any fun? Is it time to start having fun? All those questions. Sixth house. What new health regime are you starting? What's affecting your health the most? Is it time to take a look at it? Is it time to see what you need to do differently? Is it something that you're feeling your routine needs to be changed and uprooted, or are you getting restless? Check it out. Seventh house. If you're a Libra rising, this is for you, because now it's sort of like, am I getting restless in my relationship? What do I want in my relationship? Am I feeling smothered? Are they smothering me? Am I smothering them? What's happening? Where am I going to do with this? What if I want to start something new? I don't have a relationship. I'm lonely. I want to get somebody, but I don't want anybody to hold me back because I have a terror of somebody controlling me or somebody telling me that they're going to take my passions away. And let me ask you this. Whose passion are you taking away in your own life other than your own? Are you you got to ask, who's holding you back? How many times you wanted to do something, but you didn't want to do it because it might make that person angry? How many times you want to leap up and listen to a song, but you can't because you have to keep it down because you got grumpy old butthole in the next room? Or your headphone didn't work, and where are you living your life? Who do you not want to call you? Who do you dread every time the phone rings because you don't want to talk? Why are you putting yourselves in these situations? Let me tell you something. You're going to be asking that question for real. I just found out that Verizon will give me a second phone number. I don't know what I want to use it for, but when the time comes, it might come in damn handy. And I waited and sort of checked it that next morning to see what numbers are available. I waited and struck when the right one came. None of y'all are getting that damn number. Well, some of you maybe. Anyway, the point is, why are we suffering through anything? And answer that question. If you're suffering through something, what are you holding back in your own life? What are you doing? Who do you not want to talk to that you just feel victimized by every time they call? Change your number. Don't answer. Take a breath. Just be willing to say something else is coming up on me that I need to look at without worrying that you're going to scare the hell out of somebody. Who cares? Seriously, I mean that. We're coming through one time here, people. One pass that you're going to remember anyway. You want to make it as happy as you can? As happy as you can. I don't care what age you are. I don't care if you're ready to kick it. I don't care if you're ready just beginning. You got to figure out what you want to do to bring that joy in your life and to hold it, because that's all you got. You can be miserable. That could be a choice. Yeah, absolutely. Choose misery. Please be my guest. But but my thought is, if you have an opportunity to bring some joy in there, why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you make that your choice? So this eclipse, that's the 7th house. Who are you ready to be with that's going to hold you back, or they're going to enhance your life? Which is it? And if somebody's holding you back, what fear do you have about, okay, it's leverage. What leverage do people have over you? See, when the last will and testament in my family that I was possibly going to get a piece of, this is true. When the last person with a will or testament died, I was free. I didn't get any of them. But when the last one was done, it's like, okay, now you're free. What leverage do they got over you? Because that's pretty much all people can have over us, leverage, right? Emotional leverage. Yeah, no, that's true. You got emotional leverage. But my point is, unless somebody's really holding you hostage, you don't want to live your life waiting to fold everything that you believe about yourself away until you get permission from somebody else. You want that freedom. This talk is brought to you by the Aries eclipse. Now we do have to, let's go into the 8th house. If the Aries moon lands in your 8th house, that's money from others. That's luck. Like, ooh, that can be some crazy ass luck. 8th house, money from others, intense sexual relationships, lighter maybe, quicker maybe, fleeting maybe, but fun, right? But it's also like, what am I looking at? Like, am I looking at, am I alone? Am I with somebody? Are we intimate? Are we not? It's like, but getting this, burning away the frivolous nonsense on the outside of what the truth is. The 9th house. What are you doing to the world? What message are you sending out? What are you learning? What are you teaching? What do you believe in? What's your faith tell you? How angry are you about what's happening in the world? And why are you angry? It's a movie you get to watch. You can't do much about it. You can think you can affect change, but pretty much your job is keep your peace as much as possible. Show that by example. How do you claim to be rooted spiritually in the 9th house, and yet you're out there making a mess of yourself, getting angry and pissed off and hurt, and like you suddenly don't believe in anything unless it goes your way? What are you doing? What are you believing in? And is it you? Is it everything that you, like, if people don't believe what you believe, they can't exist either? Where is your happiness? What happened to it? That's the 9th house. Let's talk about the 10th house. My public persona. What's the world seeing? Do I want to be with anybody? What's the relationship to my mama? 4th house is daddy. So what's the relationship to mom? Am I being a good mom? Am I independent? Have I sold myself out? Have I sold myself away from my kids? Am I invisible without them? Where is this stuff taking place? How am I putting myself in my best foot of who I want to be to the public arena, and what I want to present as my power and my hope and my authority? 10th house. I want to be a good mom. I want to honor my mom. I want to break away from my mom. All those things. Look and see what's happening. The career. I want a promotion. I want something to pop in my life that shows that I'm worth it, that I'm doing good. Or I want to be able to have a new identity that people can reach out for and support and be with. That's 10th house. 11th house, yeah, it's friends, it's hopes, it's wishes, it's dreams, all that stuff. But it also can point to retirement. It can point to, I've done my career. I want to move on. I want to ignite this other part of my life where I can have a little fun, where I can pursue my dreams. I want to find groups that I believe in, that work with me, that are a part of me. Personally, I am so tired of believing that if I say this or have these feelings, that a whole mess of people are going to cancel me or hurt me or be mad at me and get all off on that. I don't care. But I want that to not be the reason that we express ourselves. There has got to be a point of tolerance. There's got to be a place where this Aries independent spirit comes forward and says, I want to be me. I want to be my voice. I want to be who I want to be. I'm tired of pleasing everybody. The 11th house. Your friends are either with you or they ain't with you. They get you or they don't. You hear the tone is kind of Aries-like. It's like, here, you can have me if you want me, but this is me. But don't ask me to put a lid on this or a lid on that or did it or stay here and wait for this. I want to be me. Be there for me, and I'll make all the promises you need me to make, but I want to be me. In the 12th house, it can kind of also feel like a little lonely journey, but it's also like the perfect one. If you have an Aries rising and this lands in your 12th house, or if you're a Taurus rising and this lands in your 12th house, either one, it depends on the degree. This could be where it's much like that Mars and Pisces. I have Mars and Pisces. I know what Mars and Pisces feels like. You do not want to live with a Mars and Pisces if you're a neat freak, but a Mars and Pisces might want to live with you. But this moon in the 12th is sort of saying, I don't want, there's a part of me that wants to discover my personal identity, discover who I am on the inside, go inward, and go for that walk, that long walk. Find God in your own way. Find what you believe in and bring it in. And sometimes the moon in the 12th, you project that out on other people and think that everyone else is living this amazing life but me. And if you're doing that, remind yourself that this is what looking at the world through a window can be interpreted as, but it isn't the truth. No one's living a better life than anybody else. Whatever you think is better is just your junk on top of them. Everybody has to deal when the lights go out. Everybody's got a deal. Entertainers who look happy and are funny all the time, when the lights go out, they do the same thing you do. They sleep, they worry, they fret. Different worries, maybe, who cares? Maybe weirder worries. No one's life is better than yours. No one's got it made. No matter how much you want to project on that, no matter how much social media convinces you that you're not looking at the beach of Aruba because you're still looking at the same walls that you always had that need paint and, smell funny. Their life isn't any better. What makes your life perfect is you coming in fully to live it. And if living it your version means sitting up on the couch and watching TV morning, noon, and night, I don't care. No judgment on it. But if that's your version and it brings you peace, then you've got to stand by that. Quit judging it. Quit judging it by comparison. And that's the other thing that happens under this Aries energy. We stop caring what the other world thinks of us. This is your opportunity to pull it back. This is your opportunity to dial back what you think other people thinking of you. I'm going to take a look in the room, see how y'all are doing. Get me all excited and happy. And I do get excited over new moon energies because, boy, they grip you. And by the way, One to Listen is having a spectacular sale. That's where we do our counseling, one2listen.com. I can't emphasize enough the power of these people and how beautiful they are. And they're just on the phone. You're anonymous. It's been 15 years, completely 100% safe. Trust me, it's been amazing. I hope you can join us. Let me take a look how y'all are doing. A few more comments, and then it always start. Okay, I have to do all comments. Okay, here we go. All right. We got, oh, I scrolled down way too far. Hold on. Okay, we got Renee in the house, Alicia in the house. Thanks, Alicia. Back at you. Laura, I got hit on top of the head with a steel metal roll bar from a tractor on Friday. Jesus. No concussion, thank goodness, but ouch. It was a wake-up call of some type. Crazy times. Was this a wake-up call? Yeah, stay away from steel bars. Laura, see how we want to blame ourselves and like the universe do it? You know what? My take on all this stuff about like how we deal with what comes at us just a little bit is our job is whatever comes at us, stay as present and be as loving and supportive as we can in that moment, no matter what. That's it. That's the lesson. That's the lesson. And don't walk under steel bars. I am grateful that you're okay. That's gotta hurt. Ouch is right. Patricia, good morning. Happy eclipse, everybody. Ann Godfrey's in the house. Hi, Ann. Hi, Crystal. Jane Barbone. Bought the 10-pack of glasses. You probably got them from Woot like me. I know we're twins there. Melissa, how you doing? Happy eclipse. Moon, sun, and Aries. Woo! Chiron and Aries feeling the eclipse. Have had the craziest dreams the past 7 days. Melissa's feeling it now. That's in your stuff. That's great. That's great. You were born under that new moon. Becky Nelson, how you doing? It's really good to see you. Sarah, thank you for being here. Hi, Maya, Tiffany. Okay, you're welcome, honey. You let me know how you're doing. Pamela, happy eclipse. Everyone, remember not to take a picture of the eclipse without putting protective lenses on your phone. If not, it will fry your phone. That's a brilliant suggestion. We forget about that stuff. Charlene, wide awake at 3 a.m., feeling restless, thinking, what's next? Yeah. Good. And think it, be it, revel in it, but use that energy that comes, that sort of inspires the thinking what's next, like that little spark that include that. Take that spark with you all day long. Don't worry about the answer. Don't worry about the answer. You hear me? 2 of my cousins have birthdays tomorrow. Yay, Marina! You got 2 Aries cousins with a lot of energy, I bet. Happy eclipse from K Dragon. Hi, Kay. And Mercury retrograde day. Yep, it is a Mercury retrograde through all this. I'm glad you all are remembering that. Good morning, Karen. Happy eclipse. How much of an orb do you allow to impact planets in a natal chart? I'm a 10-degree orb on eclipses. I'm 10 degrees. Now, of course, the closer it is, okay, what orb means, what she means, like if the eclipse is at 19 and you have a planet at 29, are they connected? That's 10 degrees apart. Yeah, especially if it's a personal planet. Not so much if it's a wider planet, a bigger planet, but yeah, and the way you'll know it is if whatever the planet you think is touching is, if you can see that at work in your life or changes in that, the house that rules that planet, then you'll know. But yeah, I give 10 degrees for personal planets, 2 eclipses, and then maybe 5 for the bigger ones. Jackie Walsh is in the house, embracing the eclipse with esoteric erudite education, espoused by everyone. I love her. I'm having fun this morning. Found my happy place with Mark and friends. Jackie, thank you for the smile and the lovely wordsmithing. Hey, Quelly, Monday and new moon blessings, baby. Back at you. Inga, I am slow, tired today. Explains why. Yeah, right. At Mars and Saturn. It takes an eclipse to actually be live on Facebook with you, Mark. Roberta, oh my God. Hi. Oh, that's so good. My God, oh my gosh. Good to see you. Always so brilliant and funny and emotional in a good way. Remember those 12th house store days? Oh my God, you always knew stuff and you always were beautiful. Love back at you. What a treat. That's a Pisces gift to me, you guys. Hey, Roberta. Oh my God. You have to come see us when you're around. I think of you. That's so sweet. I see you like it was yesterday. Pamela, eclipse in my 11th, Mars in my 5th. Yeah. Becky Nelson, appreciate your expertise and information. That chart is unusual. Yes, my birthday was Friday, hoping this eclipse will inspire me. It will, Becky. It will. It might just take a little time. Just hang in there and happy birthday to you. And the reason we got this Mercury retrograde, right? So we're going to see this again, but also remember Mercury is your buddy. Mercury is trying to help us sort of get it organized. The eclipse will be 96% where I live. Pamela, look at you. Get those glasses. Is true node the same as north node? The same thing? My Aries and Jupiter, 12th house. Yes. So true node and the north node can be, it depends on how it's calculated. We always look at the true node and they shouldn't be more than a couple degrees off, but it's just based on calculation. Both are nodes. Calculation is telling us whether it's a true node or not. Aries is in my 2nd house at 29. Woo! Okay. Aries is in my 2nd house at 29 degrees. So if Aries is ruling the 2nd house, if it's on that cusp at that little 7 o'clock position, then if you go counterclockwise, that's probably where 19 is going to land. If it's 29 there, the next line in is Taurus. So you want to go back counterclockwise to the first house, if that helps. Mark, you are on fire. Joni, oh my gosh, I am on fire. I feel those eclipses, right? Plus, I'm having my Mars returns. That's good. Love this dose of reality. Brought to you by, I love it. Hi, Joni. Good to see you. And let's see. Thanks, Mark, giving me permission to be me. I am so done. Good and good. Yeah, we have to be, right? Mark, what if your Chiron is in Aries like mine? You're having your Chiron return, Quelly. Powerful, powerful time. This is where it's not just about wounds, you remember. It's about the things that we perceive that bring us forward in life, the things that we thought were blocking us. Your Chiron return is one of the most amazing cycles in your life. But take note. What is your health doing? How are you feeling emotionally? What are you healing? It could be a relationship. It could be whatever house that Aries is in. Beautiful to have a Chiron return. Congratulations. About, it has a cycle. I'm not going to shout it because I don't, it's like it's an age thing. Mercury in Aries in the 17th, says Gwen. Wait a minute. Mercury in Aries, 17 degrees, 8th. Okay, in the 8th. Mercury in Aries in the 8th. Opposed Jupiter in Libra. You got a little T-square, girl. Okay. Watch your energy. Like, watch how much you get done. I love T-squares. They are so beautiful. They used to say, like, the getting off point would be, like, for you, the 6th house, because it's whatever's opposite the 11th. Whatever's opposite the point that doesn't have a line to it. But regardless of all that, notice how that square gives us juice, right? I was thinking the other day, and me and John had this great talk about my trine. I have a trine. He has a square. He has a grand square. I have a grand trine. That's how opposite we are. And he was like, squares, they're so stable. I'm like, what? I literally fell out laughing, like, stable. I'm telling you, we'll do a routine, and then he'll be like, we need to change this shit up. You can just count on it. And I'm like, but my little grand trine, my little tender, lovely, watery grand trine is like, I could do it forever. Like, we have only been doing this for 6 years. What the hell's wrong with the system? Perception, man, perception is everything. And projection makes perception. How about that? Oh my God. Y'all are getting me high on my own supply. I got to stop. Okay, let me hit refresh here real quick. Cracking me up. Roberta. So good to hear from you. We go way back, you guys, back to the store days. An amazing gifted astrologer, beautiful person. We've met so many people in our day in the store. And this is the Mars and Pisces, Saturn in Pisces time moment, because it's about the past. It's about, like, the times you shared with people that you don't even realize how much you don't appreciate people, because you think you're going to live forever. You think you're always going to have this vital energy, and whatever, you're going to be whatever. And then, you just later you look back and go, oh my God, I do remember that. And I remember certain things that I would have stopped a little longer and said, I so appreciate you. But when you're like me, you sort of like, there's a part of me that sort of like feels that it's all going to be so fleeting and you got to hurry and you got to get it done. And I am made for this Aries new moon. I mean, this sort of sense of we got to hurry. We got to get it done. I do that with everything. That's sort of my MO. If it's like they overcharged me for something, I have to call them, or I didn't get my package, or first thing in the morning, boom, 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 when I get up. I don't know what it is. I think there's a part of me that's like, I'll carry it all day long in that watery world that I live in. I'll carry that shit all day long. I got to get my list checked off in the beginning. I don't even have a list. It's one thing. It's whatever I was thinking of in that morning. Pamela, I love that. She said, that's funny. I just saw a post. I think it was from a while ago. Okay. Hi, Mark and Jay. First time here. Melissa, welcome. I have South Node at 22 degrees Aries and 4 planets in my first house. South Node at 22 degrees Aries and 4 planets. Okay, so your south node is being hit. So basically it tells us to look at our patterns. Like that's what you came in with. That's your warrior strength. You had to come in. If you come in with a south node in Aries, then I can promise you there's a reason you had to have that warrior spirit as a child. You had to be independent. You had to be fiercely on your own. You had to make sure you could survive alone, by yourself, whatever. And then you see the north node, what you're achieving in Libra is to be able to trust people, to be connected to people, to be like, you can rely on people, but it takes effort. And this eclipse is sort of bringing you this moment of full circleness where you get to see, I did it. I am alone and I trust. It's great. I hope you get to be able to see how much you've grown, because this eclipse is sort of hitting the south node going, and don't fall into your old trips of, I have to do this on my own. That's like an important one. Okay. Wow. All right. I'm glad that one just popped up. So I'm going to hit refresh one more time, you guys. I'm having so much fun with you. It's ridiculous. Lynn said, so great to laugh with you, Mark. Lynn, thank you, because I think of you every time it gets a little crazy and we get the energy high, because you are so much like that representation of someone who I know would be here having breakfast with us. And the group, in my fantasy group of you guys, all at a buffet and laughing and kind of making fun of people, but then reminding ourselves that we're bigger than that after we laugh. Woo, Lord. Okay. I'm exhausted by people, places, and things. That's the astrological effects on me. That's what Terry said. Yeah, it is exhausting, you guys. Mars in Pisces. Think about this collection of energy. Like, I don't know about you, but I have not wanted to turn on the news. And so it's like, okay, real quick, give me the headlines and let me go. I'm tired of it's just, I don't want to be frozen anymore. I don't want to be, and I want new music. I want to, we got to see, we look for Saturday Night Live. We record it and then run through real fast so we can laugh at the news and stuff like that. But there's their singer last night that I watched, which was Saturday, was Ray. Fun combination of jazz and hip hop and an amazing voice. Like, I really respect good voices because some of the biggest stars of today don't have them. But anyway, yeah, it's about this. It's about that, what's happening now. And so Mars and Pisces with Saturn, I want y'all to remember this, wherever it is in your chart, that's where you are dealing with the past. You might have to take care of some business that hasn't come up yet, but it's sort of floating back there. And it's also what's Saturn. I want you to imagine the push, like this little pool of water that's sort of like, I can swim here. I can trust. It's about trust. I can have faith that this is going to work. I can have faith that it's going to be okay. And I can also, the world's not going to take off without me. So this push pull we're feeling, like, I got to hurry this. Like the thing that I do when I wake up in the morning and I have to call because I didn't get the label that they said they were going to send, and I have to be the 6 a.m. caller. We don't have to do that. There is a place here that Aries brings us a little gift of peace. And you know what it is? Faith. True fire inspiration. The word inspiration, spirit, is in every single one of the fire signs. If Aries can give us anything, it can give us inspiration. It can give us the promise that it's going to be okay. That's where Aries' gift as a friend comes in. When you need help and you know it's a fight, Aries will be there for you. That's the one time that you really can count on Aries to be there. I'm not saying they're not count onable, but you don't want to put too much on them because they got a lot to do. So, but what you can count on if you're in a fight, if you're hurt, and the reason I say that is that's what you can count on this energy for. You don't have to have an Aries friend to do that for you. You have this energy, this time period. The fight is on your side. It is. It really is. The fight is on your side, which means relax, take a minute, take a breath, get your head together. It is a retrograde. A retrograde is saying you get to reap all the gifts that happened in the time before the retrograde. But you can't be reaping gifts and going out and pioneering new territory at the same time very easily. So that's the big lesson here. Okay, the big lesson here is you're going to want to push forward with a lot of stuff. You're going to feel the fire under your butts. There's no question. But there might be some things over here that Mars and Saturn are saying, could you hold on? Because get this, you guys. Looking at that chart, what you see is Jupiter and Uranus on April 20th. You know how close that is? And you know how big that is? That is so big because those two planets, we talked about it already. I've already been through it with you. I can go through time, and I'll do it again next week, where I can go through every cycle in history where that has made such a huge change in our lives. And this doesn't happen in this sign often at all. Like 100 years at least for it to be back in the same sign that it connected in. But every 14 years, Uranus and Jupiter will come together, but not in Taurus, as an example. And we go back in time to find out when that happens. So we're going to be talking about that. I already have the papers and the research, and so much I want to talk to you about that, but that's what we're building. So I want you to picture this. This is a story that's unfolding. And if you get this Aries moon as piece of the story, like the climax of the movie, it isn't the climax, but they've made you think it was. It was just the twist in the plot. And that's happening today. For all y'all are going to go see that twist in the plot, like that's it. It's going to ignite. And then what happens? Well, Mars and Saturn next couple days are going to get even tighter together, right? So you may feel some frustration, and I grant you, it doesn't have to be frustration. It can be an enormous well of creativity that comes up inside of you. It may be something from your past that you do have to take care of. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Get it over with. Todd, do it. Do it. Be in the moment. Because what's coming with this Jupiter-Uranus thing that is really huge is the gift of Taurus, the gift of manifestation. So wherever Aries is, it's in the next house. Typically, it might be 2 down. So I want you to expect some manifestation that you had never dreamed of before to come, making all this stuff pale in comparison. You see what I'm saying? Making all this eclipse stuff pale in comparison, because the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction is going to solidify some things for us that we have needed. It's going to be geopolitical. It is going to be global as well. You'll see it. It's not this miracle thing that's going to happen, but I want you to see it's building toward it. Taurus never does anything fast, right? So we're going to see this shit evolve over time. As it needs to, but it's big in the sense that it only happens, it's very rare. I got to get the exact amount of time. It's like, 118 years. Somebody's going to know before we've seen this before. And so I'm excited about that too. So this eclipse, let's revel in it. You'll hear Stephen Forrest and people say, I don't notice eclipses. It's like, I'm over that. You'll notice them if you tune into the idea that it's not an outside event that's happening. It's an inside shift that's happening. And if you look there, you're going to see it, because there's no coincidence that this energy is playing out today with all the enthusiasm and excitement that we're used to seeing. Okay. Now let me check and see you guys, how you're doing. Got to wrap up the show a little bit here. I can't believe it's already been 50 minutes, but I got a few minutes just to say hi, see how y'all are. Hold on one second. And then don't forget the Power Peak. Please sign up for it at 12house.com. Tell a friend. That's the way we know how healthy we're being. I know it sounds silly, but it's a free thing. You get the password sent to you every week, but you giving me your name, not name, but just your email address, allows us to know if we're still strong and if it's still supported. Okay. All right. So Truly says, I got Venus and Jupiter both in Aries. Jupiter at 19. Ooh, in my 8th. Oh, and I came across a windfall of money yesterday. No, you didn't. No, dude, Truly. I have a jealousy streak. That is amazing. Oh my God. I was going to say play the lottery ticket, and you came across a windfall. I love it. Truly, good job. Good job. I am really happy for you. Tiffany said next year of a total solar eclipse that we can see is 2200. That's why she's explaining to me in the good Virgo that she is of why so many people are getting excited about this. Jennifer's in the house. Jennifer, I'm glad I scrolled up. Jennifer Locksme Dove, amazing advisor, along with Erica and Kay over at 12listen.com. Laura says, thanks for the sage advice, Mark. Stay the F away from steel bars. I'm so sorry. Really, Laura, I hate whacks to the head. And by the sound of me, I've had a few. Okay, let me make sure. Just turned 57, Julie Miller. Hey, I guess I missed a few of you guys. Happy to kick off the new personal year with you. Crazy energy all week. Julie, happy birthday. Oh my gosh. You're still youthful, lovely, lovely, lovely age to be. I remember that one well. Okay. Let me see what Quelly. Okay. 51 and fabulous. Thank you, Mark. You guys are so lovely. You really are a lovely group of people. You're fearless and you're honest. It's just amazing. All right. Let me see if I missed anybody else. Yes, I think we're good. Okay. Let's wrap it up with this. Today's the Aries moon. As you know, it's going to be settling down. We've got I want you to pay attention to the Mars and Pisces thing with Saturn. That energy I don't want you to underestimate it. It can be frustrating. It can feel like you're in molasses, and particularly so by contrast to this fiery energy that we're seeing today. Take your life in a pace, okay? Try to just get rid of the time, the clock that's over your head, the timer, try to play with the idea of getting more sleep. Try to rack up that. Oh my gosh, I got this app called Sleep Cycles, right? Just 7-day free trial. It's not that expensive. It's like $50 for the year if you want it. So you put it by your bed and it records you. So I know most of you are like, no way I'd ever like it. I give up worrying about being paranoid. So anyway, it says, you snored. It plays when you snore. It shows you the recording and at what time. Oh my God. And so I'm in the middle of the night waking up going, because it says you were talking in your sleep. And I was talking to the boys because they're all, Javi especially gets hot, gets cold. So he gets under the covers of the covers. So I'm like, okay, Javi, I'm cold. Get under here with me. And so then I go, and I know I'm being recording. I'm not asleep. And then played that. Anyway, get better sleep. It makes a difference. Force yourselves. Don't play with this I'm a night bird kind of thing. Get at least 8 hours if you can. Just try it sometime. Good 8 hours sleep. Try to shut the world away just to see if it makes a difference. Not a bad thing to do during a Mars-Saturn conjunction, right? Okay. I'm so glad we had this time together. It's time. Thank you guys so much for enjoying the show with me. I had a ball with you today. It's been a great Aries moon already. I hope you look safely at the eclipse. I love that Jane and I both bought the 10-pack of glasses. I wrote my neighbor across the street and said, do y'all need them? She's like, we're not looking up. And I'm like, yeah, I figured. But anyway, please have fun. Be safe. Always. And listen, thanks for joining me. You mean the world to me. And please support 12listen.com. Get on the mailing list. And thanks for supporting 12radio.com. You're the best. This is Mark Husson. This is Mark Husson's Astrology Hour.